What's up, everybody? My name's Wade, this is Bourbon Hall, and are you looking for a special bottle? Or do you need everything to line up just to get that bottle? Do you need to know somebody, to pay somebody off, to know somebody and still have to pay them off? Be there at the right time. Yeah, usually none of those really work out for most of us, right? Usually, if you already know somebody, you're getting the bottle, and that usually kind of screws someone like me that doesn't know someone or doesn't have the money or doesn't have the in. But sometimes you get lucky and there's drops. And last week, got pretty lucky at a drop at Old Forester when I was in Kentucky, Louisville, exactly. And yeah, so can't complain. Got myself a President's Choice. This is number 47. It's aged 12 years. It says 12 summers right here. And it's 110 proof. Now, we're going to try here and see if it's worth its stuff. It's about $240 retail out of the gift shop. That's quite a bit for a bottle of bourbon. It better be good. All right, a little background on President's Choice if you don't know. President's Choice, it's one of the premier offerings from Old Forester. It is something that has been picked by the president of the company. He goes through and picks the President's Choice barrels. And so this is a single barrel product, usually 7 to 12 years. 12 is actually a little bit more wanted than the 7, but they're all good barrels, right? And so this is a very specific and prized thing to get. So if you haven't heard about it before, I understand. This is something that I've tried to get many a time and been very unlucky, to say the least. I will say that when I bought this, they're like, oh, you're from Nebraska. Do you know that's one of the few states that we ship to? And, you know, we had to say nicely, yeah, it would have been great if the website actually worked when you had the drops. Because we've had a few times where you're counting down till 9 a.m., whatever, and they're dropping President's Choice, and then it hits 8:59, 59, and the site crashes. So I've never had the opportunity. I've had many of these in a cart and then unable to buy them. So it was really nice to actually get my hands on one after trying for about 2.5, 3 years to get a bottle. Yeah, so is it good? Let's figure it out. All right, like I said, this is a pretty prized. I see these on secondary, anywhere from $700 to $1,000 of valuation on the secondary market. Now, that's a lot, but that also shows you how rare this is and hard to get. We were very lucky that day, just happened to walk in. After having a nice pour, we tried the very special Heaven Hill or Old Fitz release. We tried that at the Evan Williams pour room in Louisville. Then we walked over because we were just having a few drinks at a few different distilleries. And we went to Old Forester and we just happened to walk in right when they were having a drop. So cheers to Old Forester for, you know, having enough bottles so poor little old me could get a bottle and some of my friends could get a bottle as well. Oh, like I said, this is 110 proof. Now, Old Forester, legacy distiller, right? Huge distiller. They have heat cycled warehouses. And so that they try to maintain some heat and drive season, like kind of make pretend seasons. So the wood, you know, the alcohol goes into the wood and then contracts from the wood. Maybe a little bit differently what it do if it's just in a natural warehouse. So usually they can kind of get a consistent profile from that, but also I'm sure the president knows exactly where to go. 5 over, 3 down, 1 in, that's the barrel. So we'll see how this is. So on first sniff, let's check it out. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so you get, if you have Old Forester single barrels in general, just the blue labels, the nose is similar, right? I would say that these probably are very similar to the single barrels. These are just more limited. And so you're gonna have a similar profile from those single barrels. Now a single barrel, 70 to $100 is probably where you're gonna find a lot of those. Anything over that's probably not worth it. You get bruleed cherries, a little bit of butterscotch, and that vanilla caramel. Oh man, that's a really nice nose. I'm gonna let that just open up a little bit more. Now, I did open this and try it on my live stream in the past week. It was good. I just wanted to give it a little bit more time and a little bit more of a fair review. Also, I like to be fairly honest in my reviews. And so even though this cost me a lot of money, if I don't think it's worth the money, then it's not worth the money, right? And I'm gonna let you know what I think. But there's definitely some fruit. I said cherry off the bat. I think that's probably, if you had a nice fresh, let's say Bing cherry, and you poured sugar over it and then flamed it, that's kind of what I'm catching off the bat. So you get a little bit of that, a little bit of char maybe. And then just brown sugar spice. Yeah, that is a full-bodied smell. If I could have a cologne or an air freshener that says it smells like bourbon, but actually smells like this, that'd be nice. I don't know if you guys have gotten any of those, you know, people give you a bourbon, you know, whatever scented thing, or it's like, not really. It's not really what I'm going for. But let's try it. Cheers. Okay. Immediately get a little bit of that tobacco chocolate. That's really good. I don't really catch a lot of the, first sip of the day, firing my ears up. You guys ever get the tingles in your ears and your throat? That Kentucky Hug. Okay, on the finish, you get more of that kind of sweet fruit, a little bit of that caramel vanilla brulee that I've talked about before. That is an excellent pour. That is an excellent pour. Is it worth $1,000? I'm sure that some people would value this pretty high. Is it that much different than a regular single barrel? Something of this, like this? You know, I don't know. This one is 128 proof, okay? So this is a single barrel, and I would imagine that to get it 110 proof after 12 years in there, I wonder if they cut it at all. I would be surprised if it's that low of proof after 12 years in oak. But you never know. So if they don't water this down, it doesn't say anything. I know it's a single barrel product. This is barrel strength. This does not say barrel strength, right? It is, this bottle of Old Forester President's Choice was hand selected by Campbell P. Brown, 5th generation family member. It represents what we consider to be the singular expression of the world's finest bourbon. So there you go. I will say, I'm getting some kind of a savory note there. Yeah, I would say it's probably better than this, as you would expect. But you'll get some similar notes from that. If you can get one of those for $100, and one of these is only, $700, $800 is the only ones you can get, the single barrels is where you want to go with that, I think. If you have an opportunity to get this for $240, I would probably do that. Yeah. So, coming back to the flavor compositions that I'm getting here, you get a lot of, I'm trying to catch the specific fruit. I said cherry off the bat, but there's something else there. Like a really deep, rich red apple. And maybe like just a really deep caramel apple. Yeah, I think that's good. So it's very interesting that, like, very complex in the way that it kind of worked across my palate. I would say that in the front palate, I got a little bit more of that deep, like tobacco chocolate, washing all the way to the back of my tongue. And then in the back of the palate coming back forward through my nose is where I really caught some of that sweetness and the fruit. Very interesting and deep and complex pour. And I'm very glad that I got it. And it's one of those things that, when you not expecting anything, I was walking in there to have, a few pours of something. And you come across and there's just a drop happening, and it happens to be President's Choice. That's pretty awesome. So, what did this teach us today? Sometimes expensive bourbon is worth it. Sometimes it's not, right? There's a lot of things that I paid money for, and the bottles are still here, and it's hard for me to just try to enjoy them because I know how much they cost and they're just not that great of a product. I would say that this is something that you can stand by, and I think that Old Forester should be happy standing on top of this one. I do like Old Forester products just in general. I really enjoy the 1910. The 1924 was a little bit more of a money grab, if you ask me. It was a good product. It was a 10-year product, but I would rather have a 1920 or a 1910. And then the single barrels are usually pretty fire. Usually you get some of that deep, rich oak with some fruit and some other things in there. So I think that kind of is embodied in this. And so with that said, this isn't a barrel strength. Would I probably, if I had the choice between the two and they were the same cost, if this didn't have all the limited, air about it, I'd probably pick the single barrel just out of like overall flavor composition. There's a little bit more proof there, so you probably have a little bit more concentration of flavors. But this is a choice barrel, right? And so when you get a cherry pick, cherry barrel, and then a cherry bottle, you're not gonna say no to that. So don't say no to this. Be happy, go out, get lucky sometimes in whatever way that you want to. But I will say that this is something that I'm very happy to get to. I was there at the right time, and I was there at the right place. And sometimes that's all you need to get a bottle. And so cheers to all those people that are sometimes in the right place at the right time. And if you get a chance to try this, try it. Like I said, this is number 47. Would recommend. Until next time, guys, I just want to say appreciate you for your time. Thanks for watching. Smash the like, comment down below. YouTube loves comments, and so comment what you got to. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And if you are subscribed, tell some friends about me. Bring them on over. We're almost to 5K, and then we get to have a lot of fun on a live once we hit 5K. Few different giveaways, and it's just gonna get bigger and better. So appreciate you all. Until next time, let's get lucky in many ways. Peace.